So today we'll be solving this problem, which is maximum absolute difference. I did not find a lot of YouTube videos for this particular problem. So yeah, just wanted to create one. The problem is pretty straightforward with respect to its description. Um, Given an array which can have positive and negative integers, we need to find the maximum value of this particular expression, a of I minus a of j whole modulo plus I minus j whole modulo. We need to find whatever is the maximum value possible, and this is a given condition for I and j, which means I should be less than j. You must be knowing that this modulo expression can be expanded either to a positive or negative based on the value which is inside it, whether that is greater than equal to x or less than x. So the possible ways we can expand these two modulus expressions are, it can be both positive, positive, negative, negative, positive, or both negative. And let's do that. There are some important observations which we'll need to make up after that. So let's start with that. So first is both positive. And let's group these in a specific way. Um, why we are doing it will be very clear soon. It's not very intuitive, but once you see the expression, you'll understand why we did that. This will open up with negative. The next is positive and negative, right? Be positive. So this will have to be negative. Okay. The third one will be negative, positive. A of I. Um, this will become minus I, both negative. This also becomes positive. So plus of j. Okay. I think we did this incorrectly because negative here. One second. We already have a negative here. When we expand this, this becomes positive. But in our expression here, we have negative. Let's fix this. A of j positive. And when we open this, this will remain negative. So this should be minus j. Okay. Okay. Now let me highlight a few things here. A of I we have here. We have a of I plus I. And then here we have aj plus j. We have aj plus j here. Right. So if we knew the value of all indices and okay, let's put it in this way. So if you had some array, okay, and you calculated a of I plus I value for all of these arrays, let's say that we had put it in another array, right? If you had that value, you could have easily computed this expression. Here you can treat j as another I It's just that we are following this particular rule, which means j should be greater than I. But in a way, you should be able to calculate this particular expression's value, right? The other important thing is we need to maximize this, right? The value should be maximum, which means this first uh, part of this expression should be maximum because we are subtracting it, right? In the same way, the second part of this expression also needs to be maximum. It's just vice versa, but what you essentially need to do then is you need to maximize either this or that, the second one. Both these values will be present in the other array that we would have created, and that array actually has values which contains the value of ai plus I for all indices. So just give it a moment, think about it. If you had the value of ai plus I for all values in a different array, let's say, you could have easily computed the maximum value of this complete expression and this complete expression, right? And how you would do that is you'll find the maximum value. Let's say the maximum value is in this particular place and the minimum value which is in this particular place, and subtract both of them. So either this would have been maximum or this one would have been maximum, because the positions are just different, but you'll have your maximum value at least, right? In the same way, if you look at the second and third expression, they are not very different. Let me highlight them again. So we have ai minus I here and aj minus j over here, right? So if we had a different array this time, because the previous array was storing the value of ai plus I, if we had converted this array into another array and this had the value of ai minus I for all indices, right? We would have been able to calculate this expression as well as this expression. What will be the maximum value? We we have to increase the value of this, decrease the value of this. And similarly, we have to increase the value of this, decrease the value of this, the second expression. Essentially, what we are doing is we're trying to figure out max in this array, min in this array, and subtracting both of them. One of these values will give us uh, the highest possible value after expanding the expression. And that is exactly what we'll try to do now. So let's have a look at the code. The code, if you have understood this, the code is pretty simple. Let's try to do that. Take the length for now. We'll create two arrays of size n equal to new int n. Okay, let's check what we need here. So what we saw is we needed ai plus I value, right, for first and fourth expression. And the other thing which we wanted is ai minus I, ai minus I, right? aj minus j is actually equivalent. It's just like saying that there is another position, but the value still remains the same, right? So we'll compute two arrays. We'll create two arrays, one with ai plus I, the other with ai minus I. Array one will have ai plus I, right? The first one is ai plus I. Array two will have ai minus I. The second one, if you see, ai minus I. And then to find the maximum within these two expressions, what we need, the maximum value in the first array that we created and the minimum value that we created, and subtract both of them, right? So let's try to do that now. We'll do this for array 1 and array 2 together. Max 1, min 1, max 2, min 2. So whatever is the current max, if not, we have to take the maximum from array 1, right? So array 1 of I. Similarly for min, math dot min, and this also we have to take from array 1 only. And we have to do the same thing for max 2, min 2, max 2, array 2. Okay, basically we are finding the maximum value and the minimum value between the two arrays, and in the two arrays, array 1 and array 2. These two arrays contain the value which is array of I plus I for every index, array of I minus I for every index. And then the answer is going to be either max 1 minus min 1, which means we are saying that it's either the difference between these two values, which is equivalent of saying the difference between these two values. Either of them are going to be the highest, or ai minus I minus aj minus j of this value. We can put a absolute symbol, but that doesn't make a difference since we know that this is the maximum value. Minimum 2, oh sorry, max 2 minus min 2. Let's try to run this. Okay, this works. There's another interesting thing that we can do. Here we were trying to create two different arrays, array 1 and array 2, to get the values which are max min within these. Uh, we really don't need these arrays. We can directly compute the maximum values without without using any extra space. Um, we can do that by simply replacing this value with a of I plus I, because we know that is the value which will be stored in array 1, and a of I minus I here. So no pre-computation, we'll do it on the fly. This should also work. Right, that's it. Thank you.